world. It is time to play some Mario Maker 2. I ended up going to the dentist today, and I'm still a little numb from it. So I might talk a little funny. But, yeah. Yeah. It's been quite a journey. It's been quite a journey, chat. Hope you're having a good Tuesday out there. How is it only Tuesday? Oh my gosh. How is that possible? Also, we only have 18 lives. How'd that happen? That's a problem. What's up, Ty? What's up, K. Baronsky? I remember to have fun. What's up, J.R. Seeley? I don't think of having fun as something I choose. Saying remember to have fun makes it sound like you have to decide to have fun. Whereas I feel like fun is something that you experience. But like if washing the dishes, for instance, if someone said, hey, have fun washing the dishes, there's basically no chance I'm actually going to have fun washing the dishes. You know what I mean? I can't just decide it's fun. I'm somewhat at the mercy of the activity. What's going on, Sed and Todd? How are you? Yeah, I am not feeling too good, people. My mouth is half numb, half in pain, which is a very awkward combination. Very awkward combo here. Thanks for the follow, which said. What's up, Barack? Took some Advil right before I started the stream, so hopefully once that kicks in, I'll get some more relief. There we go. What's up, Cameron? Can be a challenging game. That's true, K. Baronsky. Like they say, have fun at work. Right. Not always possible to have fun at work. What's up, Frank? Good afternoon, David. What's up, Sergio, over on the vertical? You know what? We'll just leave that like that. We'll just leave it like that. What's up, Simon? Hope you're feeling better. Actually, I just got back from the dentist. I'm numb and in pain, which I was just saying is kind of a bizarre combo. Typically, it's one or the other. Usually, you're either in pain or you're numb. But I'm in the interesting spot of having both at the same time. But the bright side of that is I can talk well. Like, it's easy to understand what I'm saying in spite of the numbness, because it's all the way in the back front right. And it was a gum issue. My gums are all messed up over there. And so I didn't have a cavity, but they were able to fix the gap that was causing the problem with a filling. But it was an awkward one and ended up requiring quite a bit. In any case, the one thing I kept saying to myself is I'm so grateful to be able to get this done soon. Like I've been in the spot where because of either money or insurance not being able, like having a dentist issue, but not actually being able to go to the dentist. And that is the absolute worst. Just suffering and you don't know when it's going to end. So as much as this isn't fun, I am very grateful to at least been able to do it and had the opportunity to do it. What's up, Jose from Vegas? Thanks, Ev. The numbness fades into pain and the pain fades into hunger. Hunger fades into snackage and Mario Maker 2. There you go. It's a nice little way to put it. Okay, well, let's get into the game here. Let's see how long I can last. Oh, there goes the lights. There goes my hero. Well, chat, we have 18 lives, which is really unfortunate. We need levels that we can beat in 1 or 2 attempts consistently, which which is asking a lot. It's kind of asking a lot here. But it's what we need. It's what we need to happen. So make sure you hit that like button. Todd believes in me. Here we go. 18 lives. 1,270 clears. If we hit 1,300, it's a success. Speedrun. We got 20 skips left in the bank. Ooh, and 1 letter away from a skip. Ooh, that was close. Oh, jumping is the one thing you can't do there, and that would have been an amazing one-shot. Man, I wish I could have warmed up a little bit. I should have... I with the lives this low, I really should play a level before I start, because that's the kind of mistake that I can't let it get to me. Have I ever been stung by a bee? I have. I actually had the experience, Jose, as a kid. I stepped in the wrong place. It was a pool party. And on the grass, it was a random spot. Took a step, and I somehow managed to step on 4 bees. And 4 of my toes had stingers in them. So pretty incredible odds of pulling that off, but there it is. Thanks, Frank. Hey, thanks, M. Exactly. Glad to at least get it taken care of. What's up, Zelko? Okay, we need to beat this on this next attempt and get 3 1-ups. If we can do that, we'll really beat. Thank you for the heart and the share, Kiwi. That's all I had to do, just run. Oh no. The impossible decision now. If there aren't 1-ups, there's no way this is worth it, so I have to use a skip. We'll beat this outside the run. Oh boy. What's up, Sergio? Everything around me is falling apart, people. Everything around me. You know that saying? What's up, Jess? You know that saying, everything someone touches turns to gold? What's the opposite of that? What is the opposite of that? Because that's where I'm at, unfortunately. But that's okay. Frank's been stung multiple times. Thanks, Ev. So the pain here is this level is relatively easy. That's what hurts so much about getting a relatively easy level in the run that has a good chance at having 3 1-ups and making 2 very silly mistakes is what really hurts about that. To be clear as to why I'm salty, if it's not clear. All right. I feel so awkward because all right here is still numb. Couldn't your parents get stung by a queen bee in your forehead? Oh my gosh. Couldn't see for a couple days. That's a wild story. If you write a song about those stings, you'd call it 4 Bs. Like 4 B flats. Got it. Turn into dust. Here we go. Here we go, Chad. Oh, come on. There we go. A checkpoint. I definitely didn't expect that. Not in a speed run. Whoops. Hope I didn't need that. Luck has been on your side. You haven't been stung by a bee. But wasps, okay. Because wasps bite, I believe, right? Okay, level was fine. Would have been amazing to have gotten that in the run. But, you saw what happened. Thanks, Todd, Ty, Em, and Frank. All right, then. $16 lives, bro. 16 lives, 1,270 clears. Wasps both bite and can sting. I didn't know that. Thanks, Jose. Thanks for the hot cumulo on TikTok. Okay, another chance for redemption. 20-second speedrun. We need a one-shot, 3 1-ups badly. Gosh. Oh, well, we got the one shot and 2 1-ups, so that's close enough. That is close enough. Because that earns us the letter P for the one shot, which means we get to add a skip to the bank, back to 20. And now the lives are at least up to 18. That was necessary. Oh, no, and the viewer's still not working? Man, what's up, Fairly Done Parents? One of your favorite streamers. That's nice of you to say. Thanks, Kiwi. I'm actually doing horrible, if you want the real answer. Just got back from the dentist in a relatively rough day. And as you know, it's already been a bit rough lately anyway, so not great. Not great. But I'm still here. I didn't cancel the stream. I was very tempted. But I said I'm at least going to try. I'm at least going to try to stream. And here we are, trying. 18 lives, 1,271 clears. Here we go. Nintendo should just give an official way to view the levels. Then they wouldn't have to guard against it so much. How do I do this? 2 at a time? 14 people been here, 1 person liked it, 7-second world record. Oh. Whew. The tough thing to decide here is how many attempts I want to give it, because we have guaranteed 3 1-ups. Let's just beat it here. We don't have to worry about it. What's up, Brian? We have the low days, yeah. Sure do. Okay, back to 20. Back to 20. Hey, and now that we have less than 30 skips, 3 1-ups earns us a letter, which is nice. It's fine. Here we go, Fairly Dodd Parents. Check out my buddy Fairly Dodd Parents over on TikTok. Nintendo made their own little view, make it much easier for all of us. I agree. Thanks, Frank, M, and Ev. Thanks for the GG's Cumulo. They must have accepted now that even if they put obstacles in the way, there's always a way to undo it. So why not just give the people what they want? It's not like it... Whatever. I better not start. 20 lives. 1,272 clears. Here we go. Defeat 31 piranhas. Copyright claim. What's up, Troy? Appreciate you, Clumsy. Grateful to view it, even if they never fix it. Generous hosting a viewer for free. Yeah. Okay. So now what we're doing is changing the music. That's what's happening now. Hello, Laz. Okay. Okay, the piranhas have to go. Where you at?
I see the worst of conditions in the
No!
definition on a television larger than life. Somebody's grief
Okay, that I like.
out on display so I can have some entertainment tonight. I hear the cries of the helpless and the bound in surround sound.
Are these just all
but the
one-ups?
speaker sheds no tear. It's got no idea the way they feel while it whispers their screams in my ear. I wonder what's it like to be on the other side of my TV. I wonder what's it like to be on the other side. I wonder what my life would be on the other side of my TV. I wonder what my life.
I have no idea where they want me to go. I have no idea what you're getting at here, buddy. Supposed to go under?
I got an LCD that's full HD 1080p, no less. With such a crystal clear picture made with millions of pixels, you would think I'd see the SOS. But my personal antidote is my remote. It never leaves my side. I keep my finger on the trigger while the statistics grow bigger. Go figure, distress multiplies.
What?
I wonder
I really
what's
don't
it
understand,
like
but
to be on the other side
just keep
of my
going.
TV. I wonder what's it like to be on the other side. I wonder what my life would be on the other side of my
Bro,
TV.
of all the
I wonder
times,
what my life would be on the other side.
all my fault. 100% my fault. Wow, bro. Wow, that hurts. Here's the code. Is it not just an obvious thing, David? Hello, Murad. Because I'll just skip it right. Because here's the thing, Jack. No, I started with 20 rounds. I have to try twice. If I don't follow it, it doesn't stick around.
I wonder what's it like to be on the other side of my TV. I wonder what's it like to be on the other side.
Why are you laughing at me, bro?
I wonder what my
Okay, watch out for the fire,
life
pal.
would be on the other side of my TV. I wonder what my life would be on the other side. I wonder what's it like to be on the other side of my TV. I wonder what's it like to be
I get that doesn't really answer my question. Here's my question. My understanding of this level is once I take out the piranhas, I'm gonna be able to finish the level. Are you giving me the intel that once I take out the piranhas, there is trolly stuff or wrong ways to go, and I should use the level view? I'm trying to make sure that is the message that's being conveyed. Because I could skip right now. I have 3 1-ups. I really wouldn't like to. Definitely skip this level. Isn't straightforward at all. Okay. No! No! I needed to try twice, bro. I just broke my own system. I needed to finish that life first. I shouldn't have streamed, bro. I should have just taken the day off. See, that's what's so tough. It's so tough to discern staying consistent versus taking a break when it's warranted. And all I'm doing here is making mistakes left and right. Hello, Josh. Just lose a life here? Okay. Lose a life here. And there's no game music. Of course there isn't. Just my heavy breathing. Okay, here's what we're going to do, chat. We're all done with this run. I think I should just leave this run and never come back to it. What's up, Music Man? This is one of my favorite level creators over on X. Bro. I keep trying so hard to make this run mean something. And more it just feels like a lost cause. Ugh, what am I doing, people? I should just quit streaming and just do music. I should do a switch. But I'm too invested to actually follow through with that. But that's what I should do. Emergency skip mode is when you have 9 or less lives. No, I don't actually mean that, by the way. I'm really just talking about Mario Maker. Well, Switch 2 opens up all types of doors and possibilities. So I certainly would not quit right before the Switch 2 comes out. And I'm obviously very discouraged right now. I don't want it to sound like these are all premeditated ideas I'm telling you about. I'm literally in the moment thinking. I put so much effort into trying to keep Super Pat World going. And more often than not, it feels like I'm fighting a losing battle. I didn't do that right. Lives here are broken every time you open and close the stream. It adds to the view account. Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough, Music Man. The one thing it's better than, Music Man, it's better than Kick, where I streamed every day for over a year to 0.2 viewers. I don't know what they want there. Getting the numbers up. Thanks, Music Man. What's up, Super Trucker J? Came across a level, but it was puzzle solving? Okay, well, I'm glad you thought better of that. If there's one type of level I'm burned out on in this moment, it's puzzle levels. But I'm still very glad to have done those. That's what was supposed to happen. How do you pull that off? Gonna be a mushroom check? Oh, yeah. What's up, Nat? Trying to keep going. What's up, Jan? No. Okay, I think I've got it now. It happened again, bro. So that must be an intentional obstacle. I just have to jump out of that claw very early. Whoops. Close. Maybe throw the POW into the swing arm and jump on it? Oh. Liking and lurking. Thanks, Clock. That would make more sense, Clock. That would make more sense, Marcus. Dropping the POW in the claw? I don't know. We've got a throw indicator, Music Man, so I think Marcus might be more on the money of just throwing it earlier so it lands in the swinging arm, which would accomplish the same thing. Okay, well. There we go. That was cool. Wow. Almost. Very cool. Very cool level here. I'm still numb. Whoa! That's the first time I've had that happen. I got a full jump, even though I just tapped the jump button. Have I actually gone through another Pro controller? This is like my third one. I'm not really that heavy of a button presser either. Oh, I misunderstood. Okay. What's up, Midnight? And I want to be clear, people. All that talk just then about saying giving up on Super Pat World, it's just related. It's not related to any of you. Oh, gosh. It's the reality of what once worked here. It doesn't work the same way anymore for a multitude of reasons. And since going back to working full time, it just feels like, it feels like I have no time. That's nice of you. I think I'll be all right, though. If the Pro controller works on the Switch too, no idea. No idea. I guess here's a different way to say what I'm trying to say. At this point, a month or two away from 5 years of streaming, having peaked in year 2, this much time later, I can't help but wonder, what's the thing that's going to change? The closest thing I have for even a guess is if we got a Switch 2 and eventually a Mario Maker 3. That would certainly be a game changer in this context. Wow, that was cool. Oh, and I misread it. What's up, Kevin? Like when like I just mentioned, how year 2 was when I peaked. In year 2, I was only streaming on Facebook, basically. And it was very consistently 150 viewers or more. And I would make enough money to pay my mortgage. That's what was happening in year 2. Now coming up on year 5. I'm just I'm trying to envision, like, what would be the breakthrough thing? Maybe like a celebrity shares one of my posts and gets enough eyes on it that it doubles the amount of people who watch the stream. Something like that. That would represent like a possible break, catching a break. I've had enough posts go viral in the sense of going to tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of people, and that doesn't seem to make much difference. As far as any of the numbers that matter, it just ends up being a post, a bunch of people see it, 1% of them follow, and of that 1%, maybe one of them ever shows up to the stream. So I don't know. I guess I'm just losing the vision. I'm losing. For a long time, it felt like I had lots of different possibilities that could bring it back around. I thought, like for instance, for a while I thought, hey, you know what? Facebook Gaming may decide, you know what? Let's give it another run. We paused for a while we were working out our financial issues, and now we're ready to reinvest for the streamers that stuck around. And that just has not happened. If anything, the opposite has happened. Oh, I was too low? Hit the switch to DK. Gonna change it up a bit? I hope so, Midnight. Facebook is how you first saw me. There you go. But then you closed your Facebook. Fair enough, Justice. Find it hard to catch it at this time. Yeah. Totally get the scheduling price at work here in Colorado. For sure, Adam. Then, without a doubt, that has not helped. Doing the stream at literally in the middle of the afternoon is pretty terrible. It's a pretty terrible time to stream. But I'm up at 5 a.m. now. I would love to do a 9 p.m. stream. I'm literally in bed around 9 p.m. So it just feels like I'm taking L's left and right, burning the candle at both ends. And ultimately, even with all that, bro, even with all that, the full-time job, the side hustle here at Super Pat World, I still don't have enough, bro. And I am not a big spender. I have an Oldsmobile. I am not someone who spends money like that. I don't. Was that too low? That's too low. What's up, Chris? Just feeling defeated is the two-word summary of everything I'm saying, is just feeling defeated. Feel like I'm trying to do all the right stuff, and it is not making a difference. It is not making a difference. Hear that? It just moved. You have to be up at 5 a.m., leave 6 by 7. There you go. That's it, Justice. The location ain't helping. I'm literally Massachusetts, one of the most expensive places to live in the whole country. Exactly, bro. More of my frustration. I only got this house with my ex-wife. I would never in a million years have gotten this house on my own, not even for a second. But now it's like one of the hardest times in history to even get a house. Apartments cost as much as my... Oh my gosh. Apartments cost as much as my mortgage. So even that, like, I feel like in the 90s, if you needed to downgrade, you could pick up $300-400 rent somewhere relatively easily and have it not be the worst place in the world. Curious if it has to do stream multiple platforms. Try to stream just on Facebook. The thing is, here's the problem. The problem that I had streaming just on Facebook was more and more I'd have an issue with Facebook, and there'd be no recourse. There'd be... Like, Facebook almost represents a black hole of streaming in the sense that you can build a community, 100,000 people or more, and it will not make any difference outside of that one platform. Like, there's plenty of people on Facebook, hundreds of thousands, even millions of followers on Facebook, and then they try on another platform, and nobody wants to go over, which I can appreciate. No one. Part of the reason the people on Facebook are finding you is because they're already on Facebook. So the strategy behind streaming to all these platforms at once is the idea that people already pick the platform that they're going to watch whatever on. And it's in my best interest to send it out to as many of those places as possible, especially streaming at such a bad time, the middle of the afternoon. It's such a bad joke. Have to accept the fact never be able to buy a house by yourself. Yeah, I hear you. It's really frustrating. Hello, Susie. It's a very frustrating situation. But I do want to be clear. I'm not over here thinking I have it worse than everybody else. Not even close. There are many, many examples of people with it much worse than me. For instance, I only have to worry about taking care of me. If I had kids, there would be no hope. And let me be clear what I mean by that. As far as to afford this house and children, I would have to sell the house instantly. There'd be no way. And I know many of you make it work, and some of you single parents making it work one way or another. So you have my ultimate respect, and I hope that my own sharing of my issues doesn't sound like I'm complaining and thinking I have it worse than everybody else, because I genuinely don't. I'm just genuinely struggling to make it all work. That's what I'm trying to say. You bought your house 4 years ago. Your apartment when you moved out was $775 a month. It was the bare minimum apartment, very small, nothing special. Washer, dryer, you had to pay for, share with 7 other apartments. Yeah, there it is, midnight. Understand that. Saying, in my experience with using another platform to upload content messed up your reach. Yeah. The reality is my reach got messed up already before I even started multi-streaming. So it's a tough sell. With all that frustration. It's refreshing, comforting. Having a cruddy day, come back, it's super fast, family-friendly calming. There you go, Adam. Appreciate you, Clark. If you consider renting out one of your rooms, I've considered it, but there are I would have to be someone I know, and everyone I know is already all set. I would not take on a stranger. One of the worst things I can imagine, or one of the most stressful things I can imagine, is trying to collect rent every month. That sounds like one of the worst tasks I can imagine. And I'm not saying that I'm saying for me, in my personality, my brain, the way that I work, especially if I have any awareness that they're struggling, or it's just a very bad situation to put myself in. Justice sold the house in 2014. Jerry's in Colorado. Luckily, you work from home most days. There you go. On the days your client can't watch the stream live, fair enough, Jerry. Yeah, the time is really unfortunate. Enjoy watching the streams as you get home. Thanks, Jim. Shout out to Jim on TikTok. Is Facebook the main platform you choose to stream on, or on YouTube? Facebook is where I streamed exclusively for the first year or two, then branched out to Facebook, YouTube, then branched out to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, then branched out to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok, but only individual, like one stream at a time. And then in February of 2024, that's when I was able to start multi-streaming to all those platforms, plus Kick. And then Kick recently got swapped out for X. Those are all the platforms. Wait for 3 every day. Thanks, Fairly Dog Parents. Okay, Double Star Mom rented out a room to a stranger once. Put an ad on Craigslist. Oh my gosh, this is my nightmare. I meant to just interview her, but she arrived with all her stuff. It was interesting. Got me out of debt. So it actually worked out. That is my biggest fear. Good question. Have you regretted becoming a streamer? No. No. Do you sometimes miss your former professional life? Yes, I definitely miss being a special educator. But what it meant to be a special educator, what my position was and how it functions is different pre-pandemic. The pandemic changed everything, and that's all I'll say about it. Keep it very general, not trying to be controversial or political. But just as far as answering the question, do I miss my former professional life? I miss my former professional life the same way I miss home as a kid. I really miss home, what it was like to live with my mom, my dad, my sister. That was unbelievable, and I miss that every day. But I'm very aware it doesn't exist anymore. So that's similar to how I feel about my job, my previous professional life in that way, especially related to it making so little money that in the context of struggling financially now, it's just so far off the radar. It's not even possible. But as far as regretting being a streamer, no. It's been one of the coolest things I've ever done. And oftentimes the stream is a great thing in my life. The biggest burden of it is investing so much into the stream and posting every day, doing my editing, and have it result in diminishing returns, less and less numbers, less likes, less views, less money, less everything over a long period of time. That's the part that makes it difficult. But the experience of actually streaming itself is great. I really enjoy it most of the time. But when I'm already struggling, already down, already strapped with money, and then feeling like I'm putting the little bit of free time I have left into it, and it's coming up so short, that's what creates the tension and the frustration beyond just like, oh, playing some video games, talking to my friends. That would be my honest answer. What about playing other popular games? I think a big part of Mario Maker getting old seems to get less interest. Without a doubt, Tony. I think you're 100% right. And that's part of why I was trying to start doing Switch It Up Sundays. And my initial goal was to set it up with Steam. But I had issues with this computer that continue to this day. What's up, Dots? Happy Tuesday. It was fine. You're in your 20s and choose a frugal 50-year-old doctor. Okay, interesting. There you go. Appreciate you, Justice. There's Asmodean. Mario Maker's not as big as it used to be. There's still a pretty big community of people on there and a ton of new levels to play. Mario Maker's going to die anytime soon. I think that's true, Asmodean, as a game. But I think if you were to name the 10, rewind the tape to 2020 and take a look at how often the big Mario Maker 2 streamers played Mario Maker. I'm thinking of Panga, the Beast, Grand Pooh Bear, the big guns, right? If you look at the way in which they approach making Mario Maker 2 content in 2025, it is clear as day they've pulled back greatly. And that doesn't mean that Asmodean's wrong to say there's a bunch of people in the community, but what I would say is for all the people in the Mario Maker community that exist today, I think the vast majority of them already have at least one solid source of Mario content that they're already being fulfilled. I think the average Mario Maker 2 fan that exists in 2025, they are already found their Panga, their Grand Pooh Bear, they're the Beast, whoever. And I think that's part of why I see lots of incredible Mario Maker 2 content from very small creators, followers in the hundreds or just 1,000, and it gets no views. And it's 10 times better than anything I'm putting out. So that's the kind of thing, Asmodean, that makes me feel like, while I do think there's a very active community and a large number of people that are interested in Mario Maker 2, I think a vast majority of those people are Ryuka, of course, Ryuka. How did I not name him? I think the market is satiated. I think people already have their source, and they don't really care to go outside of it all that much. And on top of that, doing the overly family-friendly thing, I feel like, is the ultimate nail in the coffin of it gives the majority of people a good reason to not necessarily want to hang out here, which I understand. So I think it's all that together. Appreciate you, Justice. What's up, Fernando? There you go, and that's it, Jordan. Watch my Ryuka every day, and he's a great. I'd highly recommend him. He's unbelievable. He's somebody I got to the point before I was a streamer. I watched so much Ryuka content. I had watched it all. I had gone through his whole channel at one point. There we go. Shout out Pang and the Beast as well. Okay. No, well, that's the thing, Tony. It's Steam isn't the problem. I have the computer I'm using now. One of my best friends built it for me, which was amazing. but it has come with some weird issues. And one of them is that it will not give me a second display output. Oh my gosh, you were there, Pat. You were there. Thanks, Em. There it is. Jordan said, I watch Pat live when I can, but much easier to watch recorded content from you. And you've made that point before. You've been bold in sharing that reality, which I totally understand. That watching edited content, especially 10, 20-minute videos, is amazing. But for me to edit a 20-minute video is 2 to 3 hours. Now, part of what Ryukar has the amazing advantage of that is a game changer is if you can count on making, let's say you could count on making $1,000 per video, right? If you could do that, it doesn't mean too much to pay an editor $250 to do each video, right? Easy. That's an easy. If I could spend $250 to make $750 profit, do that every single time. The problem with me is you can go check my YouTube. I have many edited videos, many 10 to 30 minutes, and they average 25 views, which equates to about 2 cents. And so there aren't too many editors out there that would be willing to do much for a penny, and then I could keep the other penny. So that's a big part of why I try to stick to the shorts, because they're only a minute. It takes me about 10 minutes to edit those. So that's more sustainable. I can do 2 of those a day, get them all posted up, all that. That's the issue there. That's the issue there. I keep thinking I'm supposed to do that late. Find some streamers are too repetitive on what they stream. You ever keep it consistent, throw some new ideas, make great content, not the same every day. You hear that? Great content. Great content. It's not always the same every day. Feel you have going for you. Feel you have that going for you. Your fans and get so much love for your community. And there's no doubt about that. I get incredible love and support from the community that's here that I appreciate to the moon and back. And I hope these conversations don't feel like that diminishes that at all, because to me it doesn't. It's totally separate. As far as edits, you're great. Appreciate the posting on IG. Thanks, Clark. Big shout out to my buddy Clark. Edward had the no double display issue when you built your PC. You had to reinstall Windows and had everything connected to my GPU. Maybe it's something like that, Edward. Good evening, Joseph. Thanks so much for the 200 stars. There's some of that support right there. Thanks for coming through with the stars. The star drop is for you. Thanks, Fairly Dog Bounce off for the help out. It's nice of you. I'm saying the same thing. I appreciate it big time. What's up, Balin? I keep forgetting what I need to do there. Getting real doesn't diminish from me watching the content. On the contrary, being real is one of the draws. Thank you. And I do genuinely believe that to be true, Tim, for people like you and the community here. I'll say this. One thing that makes me feel really good is I do feel appreciated and pretty well understood by the community here, which is an incredible feeling. I know a few YouTube streamers that grew from almost exclusively short content recently. Exactly. If it catches, you just need it to catch. You just need it to catch. Wow, I made that look difficult. Sorry, people. That was not that tough, but it was awesome. Great luck. thing is, you got to keep trying to switch up the formula. See, I don't know that I agree, Music Man, because when I see accounts, especially gaming accounts that manage to get consistent views in the tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, it seems like they keep to the very same formula. So that's why I don't necessarily agree with that idea that you have to keep constantly switching it up in order to get views. I think, if anything, the more I've switched it up, the more consistently the views tank, ironically. But that's anecdotal. That's just my experience. What's up, Ozzy? Thanks, Lee. Simon M. Get that natural 20 justice. What's up, Eric? Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Hey, and thank you for the 500 stars. You were the superstar. The starter ups for you. Until you find something that works. And Music Man, this is part of what frustrates me to no end. I've had many of my reels, many of my TikToks get 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, 500,000, million and a half. I know for a fact the format works. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That's the thing. If I had been posting for 2 years and they all flopped, I would definitely be changing it. But I know for a fact it works. I know for a fact that the format works. And that's part of where the frustration lies. It really feels like luck of the draw as to whether it catches or not. What's really crazy, when the ultimate evidence of that is the same exact piece of content. Put it on 5 different platforms. On one, it gets 20 views. On another, it gets 20,000. The same exact piece of content. And it's not even consistent. It's not even consistent in that way. The next day, the same one that got the 20,000, that platform gets 200. And then over here, it gets 10,000. Doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. Pretty soon, AI can just be my my agent and figure it out for me. I guess maybe that's what I'm holding out for. I'm holding out for AI to come save my channel. Thanks, Dots. How are you, Eugene? That's not what you want. RNG Justice to the game. Seen the same thing. Got a video without 1,800 views on YouTube, but on TikTok only 400. There you go. You know who really cracked the code with Mario Maker 2 content is Lil Curbs. Lil Curbs is a perfect example of cracking the Mario Maker code. He makes short videos, 2 to 3 minute videos, but they consistently get millions of views. And he does the same format every time. Was that right? No, I needed to get back on Yosh? Okay. Look up talking to people outside Mario Maker community is the thing, though. Exactly. The way that he formats his videos, he's able to hold your hand and walk you through it, even if you've never touched Mario Maker 2. Yeah, he's definitely got it down. Big shout out, Lil Curbs. He's also incredible at the game. Because the levels he's beating are legitimately unbelievable. Oh, I see what's going on there. You've seen Mario Maker 2 page showing up in your feed. Post speedrun videos that seem to do great. They don't caption the post and give level codes. Dude, that's more of the frustration. Especially, you're talking about on Facebook, right? On Facebook, there are a couple pages that it almost seems like they go out of their way to hide the fact that it's Mario Maker. And as a result, the content does better. But to me, that lacks integrity. I don't, even though to me, I shouldn't say it that way. I'll say the reason I wouldn't be comfortable doing that is it would feel like it lacked integrity. But I'm not trying to say they're doing something wrong or need to. The way I just said it sounded like I was insulting whoever's doing it. and that's really not what I mean. I mean, it is baffling to me that the Mario Maker content does so much better when it's basically packaged as a ROM hack or packaged as this random Mario game you've never seen. But that feels underhanded to me. I can't feel good about deceiving the audience, and that's what that would feel like to me. And I don't think that's their intent. I'm sure they're probably in the mindset of, let's do what gets the most views. Well, they're getting views from 5 to 50K is almost luck. Getting 100K is the skill. I agree to an extent. I think that's a little oversimplified, but I think there is definitely truth to what you're saying. Like the Mr. Beast goes out of his way to talk about how going viral is a skill. But I would say in addition to it being a skill, in fact, we can use the same integrity as part of the thing. If you're willing to do whatever it takes to get the views, you're probably not going to be worried about... There we go. You're not going to be worried about integrity. You're going to put the clickbait title. You're going to manipulate the people. You know what I mean? That doesn't feel right to me. And that probably isn't helping me. You know what I mean? You put the level code on the screen. Yep, there you go. Give the level creators their credit. That's what I would like to do. And what I've tried to do. Feels deceptive, Fairly Dot Parents. At least to me. Seems like every successful creator does do it, though. So what do you say to that, you know? Thanks, Lee, Alex, M. What's up, Andy? Thanks, Sally and Erica. Thanks, Spacer. That's the tricky part. You're going to be okay with some amount of gaming the algorithm. Exactly. And I'm not. I'm really not. I want to believe... Well, this is the thing. This is part of what really throws me off. Is I was originally on the trajectory, and the community was very legitimately forming. In those first 2 years, what's really crazy, especially if you're on the newer side, I'm not exaggerating when I tell you half the people that are watching right now have been watching for years. I had this period of time where doing exactly what I was doing was consistently resulting in massive growth. And month to month, there'd be like 5 to 10 new consistent viewers. And so that like planted the seed that there is, and I still believe, I very strongly believe, there is an audience out there specific to my content. I think you're out there. The people that Facebook was finding. And so many of those people would tell me, hey, I've never even watched a stream before. I would never even think to watch somebody play video games. It wasn't until Facebook put your stream in my face that I even gave it a chance and realized, hey, I actually like what this guy's doing. I love that it's all family friendly. I can watch it with my kid, all that kind of stuff. I know that demographic exists. The problem is, outside of Facebook, it's almost impossible to reach them. They're never going to get fed the Mario video. They're never going to get fed my my stream in their homepage, their For You page, whatever you want to call it. And so I had that big tease of a situation where it was all working so perfectly. It was working so perfectly. But obviously those days are gone. But so but the point I'm trying to make there is the demographic that I feel is likely to be the most interested in my content were the easiest to reach through Facebook because people make Facebook accounts with no intention of watching streams. So that's where my demographic resides. The people that already watch streams and already are into Mario Maker, those aren't the people that are going to like me, which I understand, and I don't think that's a bad thing. But it's how do I reach Mario fans that don't currently watch any Mario content, that are into family-friendly stuff? That's my demographic, and I know for a fact that you're out there. And so many of you are already here. That's my whole point. Hate stolen content, the ones who steal videos and stitch and give no source. Exactly, bro. That's more of the stuff that lacks integrity to me. I'm not going to take somebody else's content. And that's like number one recommendation is steal content. Thanks for the GG. That's how you started watching. Your stream just popped up. Never knew anything about Mario Maker, let alone Mario Maker 2. There it goes. That's the stuff that reaches the people outside of Mario Maker, and that's it. That's just it. And that's what's so tough to tap into. And so part of my hope with the Switch 2 is that there's enough people just searching around Switch 2 stuff. What in the world is this? Well, thanks for the discussion, chat. It's been a weird day. There we go. Family Dog parents watching with their oldest, and they're 100%. And there you go. That's part of why I'm so grateful for TikTok. Because I only recently was able to stream from TikTok. How in the world do you do this? Like that? How is that possible? That doesn't seem possible. You think the slow-mo might be hurting me? It could be. It could be, but it's just not consistent. If you, Music Man, if you check it out on Instagram, they've done better since then. On TikTok, they've done a little better since I started doing that. On YouTube, they've done a little worse, but there's also a weird thing happening with my Wonder posts. YouTube seems to suppress anything that looks anything like what I posted in the past. Like it'll get 10 views, and then the Mario Maker video will get 1,200. It's a weird one, Charlie. Looks odd. However, there are creators that do it, make good content. Justin Nunley. Shout out to Justin Nunley. Never heard of him. Aim for the fire flower. The maker called it easy. The thing that I don't understand is how Zebra Gamer retired. He did family-friendly video game walkthroughs. I wonder if that would leave a void. Maybe. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. Keep going on Insta Channel on the other platforms. The thing, and I'd love to do that, Music Man. I just don't have time to make that many different edits. It's hard enough to post twice a day on 8 different platforms. Never mind making different edits for different platforms. When I was full-time, I would do all types of stuff like that. Stream 2, 3, 4 times a day. But working full-time and trying to own this house, that already takes 70% of my time. Streaming and editing takes the other 30. And like I'm saying, I can barely keep up with it, barely. And I still can't even afford the house. So that's what feels so defeating. You know what I mean? It's like, what's left? But again, now it's sounding like I'm really complaining here. And again, I don't have it bad as many of you have it. There's so many things that could be worse. Could have mouths to feed here. Could be going through ultimate health crisis. Could have all types of horrible things happen. And I want to acknowledge that. But with that said, I'm just genuinely struggling, people. Doing my very best, but just struggling. I don't know what to do in this level. If anybody has any ideas, feel free to tell me, but I don't think I'm going to figure that one out. Let's do one more, and I'll just have some dinner, and we'll call it there. I apologize for this stream. Do we want to see you succeed? And I know, and let me say this to you, Music Man. I 100% know for a fact, like as you're saying this stuff, I know for a fact that's where your heart's at. That you're someone rooting for me, wanting to see me succeed and make whatever changes I can to do that. So I'm 1,000,000% get that context and appreciate your big time, Music Man. Playing your Super World turned out to be such a blessing in so many ways, between learning so much from it and just being able to meet you and become a friend. So big shout out, Music Man. Not sure you found the page. Glad you found it. There you go. Me too, Joanna. What's up, Erica G? This is one of my buddies from over on Instagram. Tony loves the content. May not always be able to catch the lives, but always rewatch it. Okay, wish I had the money to hire you to play. Maybe one day. Thanks, Tony. And that was with the 850 stars. Thanks for the support, Tony. And once again, huge shout out for all the support and appreciation I get from the community that is here. And that's what can make it feel almost guilty to voice this sort of concern / complaint, is feeling like it diminishes how much you all already do, which I just appreciate so much. So let me play that star drop. Thank you, Tony. You're the superstar leader. Here we go. Clark found the live, randomly showed up. Follow ever since, and you've been amazing, Clark. Big shout out to you. Okay, Charlie says I don't have to apologize. Thanks, Charlie. Joanna shared the video to your brother. There you go. And Kiwi with a $10 super chat. I have no idea how much I wish I could sponsor you. None of love us. Good vibes. Well, thank you for all of the incredible support. Let me play you the support song.
You are amazing. Thanks for the support.
Thanks for the support.
All right, here we go. Kaizo late. Appreciate your double star. Oh my gosh. I didn't look ahead. There we go. Thank you for understanding, M. I can't make it first cycle like that. I must have to. Oh no, it's 32 seconds. Wonder how much time I have. You can make it first cycle. Am I going up? Uh-oh. I missed one. I needed to go left first. Okay. We all have struggles. Ain't that the truth? We've all got them. Too much power. That's all right, Erica G. We've been having a big convo about streaming and all types of stuff. Ba-doop. Now left. How do I make that? Like that. Oh, okay. This is really well done. I'm glad it's 40 seconds on the timer, not 20. Ba-ba-da-bow. There we go. Oh, I rushed right into it. There we go. Great level. That was actually awesome. Kiwi's going to give it a try. Take that screenshot, chat. Show this level creator some love. They came through with something cool here. That was a cool one. I highly recommend. Joanna says, support the page as much as I can. If I miss a stream, you can rewatch. Thanks, Joanna. Well, let me say this, people. especially so many of you that have been around, I would genuinely encourage you to just watch when you want to watch. I'm never taking attendance or never like, oh, this person used to do this and that. No, they never do that. That's never on my brain. No, it's never even a thought. I swear. So, just know I appreciate whatever interest you have in Super Pat World. Thank you. And thank you, Sally, Fernando, Lee, Charlie, Eric. Thanks, Music Man, Erica G, Justice, and Kiwi. Love would make a great short video. Maybe it will be someday. And maybe I'll skip the the slow-mo intro. All right, people. Well, thanks for being here. Hope to catch up with you tomorrow. We'll try again. Hopefully get the run going. Hopefully a more normal day without the dentist involved. And once again, sorry for the attitude. Doing my best, and I would encourage you, hey, if you're feeling down, I think it's a mistake. Like, if I came on here and was like, hey, everybody, how's it going? Everybody's great out there. I feel like that is very counterproductive emotionally. It's a very important thing that if you're down, struggling, you're hurting one way or another, to be willing to acknowledge it. You don't have to lean into it and make sure it ruins your whole day, because it's easy to do that. But I feel like it is important to acknowledge it and work through it. And I can honestly say just talking through it with all of you for the past hour definitely makes me feel like that emotion is more processed. I don't feel quite as down. But I appreciate you out there, people. Appreciate you big time. Hope to catch up with you tomorrow. Thank you so much to anyone who hit with any stars, shares, follows, likes, gifted subs, all the above. Super chat, Venmo, Cash App, whatever. Likes, I already said that. Likes, shares, whatever. All the different ways in which you all support me. I really do appreciate you so much. And that's part of why, when I was asked, do I regret starting streaming? That was the easiest question I got asked. A resounding no. It's been one of the greatest things I've ever done. Really cool experience. So many interesting memories. The fact that I'm looking at a wall of, got the jerseys from the run from Alex. We got the Tiberius show appearance. We got Mzard over here. We got Full of Heart Creation over here. I got this video, I've got the Koopa Kids. Keith got me this, and it always makes me think of the boss levels. He sent me that to the P.O. box, and it's the perfect representation of the boss levels, because it's all the bosses. Okay, so ultimately, just a big thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you, chat. Hope to catch up with you tomorrow. And if you are someone that struggles with depression or anxiety, you are not alone in that struggle, my friend. That's something I struggle with, and there are a lot of us struggling. So if you're one of them, make sure you got someone in your life you can talk to about it, a friend, family member, loved one, or therapist, and try to get some movement in your life. Take a walk outside. Find a way to move that you don't dread. Can make a big difference in your day, your physical health, and your mental health. So I encourage you with that. Hold on to hope. Believe better days are coming, because you never know. Tomorrow could be the best day of your life, but you got to get there to find out. So hang in there. I'm rooting for you. If you're struggling right now, know that being in the struggle means you're still in the fight, and I'm proud of you for making it this far. Don't give up. I know life can get very overwhelming and hit you with some wild lefts and rights, ups and downs, twists and turns, traumas and tragedies, and pretty soon you're feeling like, oh my gosh, everything is a complete disaster. Nothing's ever going to be the same. All my best days are behind me. Nobody cares about me. Everything's a mess. It's all pain and suffering ahead. These are valid feelings, but they're going to lead you to some wildly inaccurate conclusions, because there's some great stuff coming your way, people, and I don't know what it is or when it's coming, but in addition to whatever tough stuff is coming, there's some great stuff in there too. And when you're really struggling, it feels like it's nothing but the bad stuff. Very convincingly. And that's part of why I give this little speech at the end of every stream, to give that reminder to anyone that's being tormented in their own mind as though there's nothing positive left for them. You can logically deduce there's definitely, with life, you get the good and the bad. There's no escaping it. The rich, the poor, everyone in between, we all have good and bad. And we can't necessarily predict when either one's going to come. And sometimes it's seasons of a lot of bad. Sometimes it's seasons of a lot of good. But when you're stuck in that season of a lot of bad, when it ain't just a bad day, it's a bad week, a bad month, a bad year, it can start to get to be a lot. So it's important to remind yourself, hey, it's for a season, it's for a time. I can know that there's good stuff coming my way in life, even if I can't feel it. I can know it, even if I can't feel it. Crucial, but simple distinction. So I encourage you with that. If you need a little family-friendly escape, I got you covered with thousands of hours of Mario Maker content and more scattered across the internet. So make sure you're following Super Pat World, all one word, on every platform you can find me. And I appreciate you all so much that have made it here one way or another. It really is an awesome community. The St. Jude streams come to mind. The idea of having over $60,000 raised without being a huge streamer. I don't get thousands of viewers. I'm not consistently getting millions of views a month or anything like that. And to have $60,000 raised in almost any amount of time sounds insane. And so I attribute that to just how incredible this community is. No one person could have pulled that off. You know what I mean? That's not the result of just having one rich, generous viewer. That's a true collective effort over a long time. So I really appreciate you, chat. Appreciate the community, and I hope to catch up with you all tomorrow. Until then, have an amazing rest of your Tuesday night. Bye, everybody.